Happy Tuesday, and that means new releases. However, for some sad reason, Criterion does not have anything releasing this week. With that being said, Criterion only actually has 2 films releasing this entire month, which again is, I find kind of odd, but what do I know? So, however, with that being said, since there's no new releases this week, we are going to talk about 2 films that I recommend getting. These 2 films may be films you already have, depending upon how much of the collection you already own. They are 2 older-ish films, I'll say, in the collection, but 2 films that I think that definitely are worth checking out if you don't already have them. First up, we have the 1997 film Funny Games. It's an Australian film, but they only speak German, French, and Italian, so yes, you're going to have to read subtitles for this one. If you love horror films, then this is right up your alley. It is supposed to be one of the most intense home invasion films of all time. I do own it. I haven't watched it yet. Picked it up, I think, a week or 2 ago. To quote Scott Tobias from the AV Club, he says, "Funny Games is not for the squiddish. However, this is one of those times when you want to step up and take your lickings you deserve." Wow. That is an intense thought, and I've yet to watch Funny Games, but I cannot wait to see this film because every review I'm reading is pretty much talking about how this is one of the most intense home invasion films, and every time you think it couldn't get even worse, we'll say, it goes and it gets worse, and it outdoes itself in every scene. Now, if horror is not your thing and you're looking for something more thriller and intense and less torturing games, then my recommendation for a film that you should pick up this week is Bound. First film by the Wachowskis before they changed the world of cinema with The Matrix. The 1996 film feels more like a Coen Brothers film than a Wachowskis film. From the era of the early Coen Brothers films, and that is not a diss. I mean, the more I think about it, actually, I will say that in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s, crime thrillers were like a huge thing, and Danny Boyle even dabbled into that genre with a film that we're going to talk about shortly. Again, because there was this resurgence in the early 90s with the neo-noir type films, and the Wachowskis made a film that was of the time, and they killed it. I absolutely love Bound. This is a newer one you can pick up on 4K. I love the Coen Brothers. Definitely pick up this film. Hell, if you're not even a big fan of the Coen Brothers, I would still recommend picking up this film for the performances alone. Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gerson give fantastic performances, with, of course, fantastic cinematography from Bill Pope, who is without question one of my favorite cinematographers. He worked on this film. Of course, he worked on the Wachowskis with The Matrix. He also worked on Spider-Man 2, just to name a few. Hands down, my favorite cinematographers. If you aren't familiar with his work, definitely check this out because he is just a fantastic cinematographer and one that I definitely say is up there as one of the best. So, with there being no new release this week, there are my 2 film recommendations for the week. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know. What films are you thinking about picking up this week since there is no new releases?